Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa ba'd. So this is going to be like little smaller videos when inshallah, which will be focusing on some basic words in the Arabic language and how to use them in the actual context. So the person, what you want to do is with anything in the language is you want to get accustomed to using it, memorizing it, and using it in the context that it's actually used in, instead of just training your mind to focus on translating things. You want to actually see it in the context and memorize it in the actual context. And this will help you out, obviously, to become more natural in your speaking, because once you memorize so many words in the actual sentences, over time, with reading books and with listening and understanding, you start to use the language naturally instead of translating things in your mind, which is what you do not want to train your mind to do. So what we're going to be doing, inshallah, throughout these videos, these smaller videos, we're going to start focusing on smaller verb forms and how to put them in the sentences, and beneficial sentences, things that you actually use. And that way you can memorize the sentences, write them in your notebook, memorize them, and start to actually implement the language in your day-to-day speech, inshallah. So the first verb that we're going to start off with is kharaja. Now, with all of these verbs, inshallah, we're going to try to take at least 4 to 5 things. We're going to focus on getting the fi'l al-madi, the fi'l al-mudari, the masdar, the ism fa'il, and the ism maf'ul. Now, not all of the verbs we're going to use the ism maf'ul, because a lot of these verbs it might not be common. It might not be common because the way that you use the ism maf'ul is that the verb actually has to have a maf'ulun bi. Generally, that's in general, but I mean, obviously there's exceptions, but in general, daraba zaydun amran. You say amrun madhrub. So in this case, we'll use them from time to time with certain verbs where it's common. But other than that, inshallah, we're not going to be using the ism maf'ul if it's not common in speech. But we will be using the other ones, inshallah, for every word, inshallah. So, like I said, today, inshallah, we're going to start off with the word kharaja. So kharaja, we have the fi'l al-madi. The fi'l al-madi is kharaja. The mudari, yakhruju. The masdar is khurujan. All right, and the ism fa'il is kharijun. Okay, so these are the 4 that we're going to focus on, and inshallah we're going to make a sentence out of each one, so that way we can see how they're used in the actual language. So inshallah we'll start off with the first word, which is kharaja. So here we go. So we're going to say with kharaja, we're going to say what? Kharaja Ahmadu min al-masjidi ba'da. So ba'da what? As-salati. بعد الصلاة. So خرج أحمد من المسجد بعد الصلاة. So خرج, he left. Ahmed left. من المسجد, from the masjid. بعد, it means after. All right, this is a dharf. All right, and you have dharf. It could be a dharf makan or dharf zaman, which means it could give place or it can give time. And in this case, obviously, it's given the time when he left. It's answering the question of when he left. When did Ahmed leave out of the masjid? So بعد الصلاة. All right, so if you looked at this, you have kharaja, which is the fi'l madi, ahmadu, which is the fa'il, min harf jar, masjidi majrurun bimin, ba'da dharf zaman, and ism mudaf, and as-salati mudaf ilay. All right, and then you see the kasra. So this is the first sentence, kharaja ahmadu min al-masjidi ba'da as-salati. The second sentence, inshallah, what we're going to do is we're going to use the fi'l mudari. All right, with the fi'l mudari, it's going to be a little bit different, the way that we're going to put the sentence together, but inshallah, still be easy. All right, so now in the second sentence, we're going to use the fi'l mudari. So we're going to say what? Yakhruju at-tullabu min al-fasli بعد الدرس. So as you can see, we're trying to get as many different words in here as we can. So we're trying to practice the language, put the language in context, but also use different words that might be new to some people, so it kind of helps you to memorize more than one word at one time. So يخرج الطلاب من الفصل بعد الدرس. So يخرج الطلاب, obviously the students left out من, from الفصل. الفصل, it means the classroom. All right, a fasl, classroom. Fasl has a lot of different meanings, but when we're talking about school, it means the classroom. Ba'da, it means after, as we've taken already. Ad-darsi. Ad-darsi, it means here, ad-dars is the lesson. So after the lesson was finished, the students left out of the classroom. Very simple, right? So now after this, now what we want to do next is we want to actually see the sentence with the masdar. Now we've taken the fi'l madi, we've taken the fi'l mudari. Now let's do the masdar and see how what it looks like. So this one we're going to put kharaja 2 times. I mean, we're going to use the word, and we're going to use the fi'l, we're going to use either the mudari or the madi. We're going to see what we're going to use, but we're going to use the masdar with it, inshallah, in the second part of the sentence. So you could say, like, for example, kharaja, so we're going to use the madi. Al-mudarrisun. So al-mudarrisun min al-madrasati بعد خروج. Now this is the masdar. بعد خروج الطلاب. So خرج المدرسون من المدرسة بعد خروج الطلاب. So خرج المدرسون من المدرسة. So the teachers left out of the school بعد, after the خروج. There we go. The خروج of the طلاب. So after the leaving of the students. So after the students had left, then the teachers left after them. So this is khuruj. So it's used as a noun, but the actual meaning of it is the action of al-khuruj. Alright, but it's the actual noun, as you can see. Ism, because it's majroor, and it's also mudaf ilayh, is mudaf ilayh here. So you see that it's used like it's an ism, it's a masdar, it's an ism, but it has the meaning of the actual action. Alright, so that's, now we've taken 3. We've taken kharaja, yakhruju, and we've taken khuruj. Now we got one more left, which is the ism fa'il, inshallah, and then we're going to wrap this up. So the ism fa'il, as we said, is kharij. Kharij. Okay? So kharij. So what we're going to say is we're going to use this in response to a question. All right? Because this, like I said, I want to use this in a way that people generally use this language. So for example, somebody asks you, هل أنت في البيت. Alright, هل أنت في البيت. هل أنت في البيت, and you say لا أنا خارج. أنا خارجون. Alright, so هل أنت في البيت؟ لا أنا خارج. أنا خارج, it means I'm outside of the house. And like I said, this is generally how the people use it. And you can use it for you can use it for more than one meaning. You can say أنا خارج البيت. It means I'm outside of the house. Or أنا خارج من البيت الآن. Like I'm leaving out of the house right now. Or I'm outside of the house right now. It can have any of those 2 meanings. But if you say لا أنا خارج, it means I'm outside. I'm not at the house right now. I'm outside. So this is the way, like I said, here we put it into these sentences. So you can go back, you write these sentences down in a notebook, and you can change them as much as you like. You could change the words around. You don't need to say madrasa. You could say خرج الطبيب من المستشفى. You could say خرج العامل if you want to use the ism fa'il. خرج العامل من عمله. You can say, or whatever. I mean, you could have fun with it and change it around, but make sure, obviously, that you put it in the correct context with the correct with the correct grammatical structure. So this is how you use it, inshallah. And like I said, each lesson, inshallah, we'll be going over different words, smaller words, and we'll try to add different vocabulary each time, inshallah. Wa ila huna subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.